What is going on, guys? This is Dan here. Welcome back into the channel and welcome to episode 42 of Disney Fiasco. Wow, this week has gone by fast. It's absolutely crazy, but we are back for episode 42, and which is crazy because in 10 episodes time it'll be our 1 year anniversary of this show. It's gonna be crazy. We got a really fun show coming up today. So Megan obviously will not be here today because she is now on a 3-week hiatus. She is traveling in Africa, which is really quite amazing. So you know, safe travels to my partner channel, Megan, and I think Corey from Corey Fiasco is working at the moment as well. But we are joined by a wonderful, wonderful couple, wonderful channel who have just are so awesome in this Disney community, and I really wanted them to come on, especially talking about food, obviously, and we had a great time last week. So I would like to welcome for their Disney Fiasco debut, Brandy and Dave.
Why, hello, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've been wanting you guys on for quite a while. I think we had such a great time last week, which we'll obviously get into in just a second. And yeah, we have a lot of banter. We get a lot of just laughs out of each other, and it's just, you know, we're talking about food. This week has definitely been a food week for my channel, and so I thought bring on Brandy and Dave. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got Samantha Lowe, Kay Atwood, Noah is here. We got Jack Jones is here as well. DBC Dad, hey, how's it going? Good to see you as well, Craig. Dougie
what up,
is
Craig?
Here. What up, Craig? And Rob, I'm gonna do one like echoing. Rob Fuzz, my power channel, is here. Hey, Rob Fuzz, how you doing, buddy? Bax is here, the Jedi Balloon Master. So many great channels here in the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining us for episode 42. And so when I like to bring on new channels onto Disney Fiasco, I just want to, you know, introduce them and tell them a little bit about your channel. I think a lot of people know who you are, but I'd like to introduce everybody to Brandy and Dave on Disney Fiasco. Jonas Vlogs is here, as well as Dana, the wonderful Dana Jaworski is here as well. So welcome into the stream. So Brandy and Dave, can you just like tell us a little bit about yourselves, your channel, what you guys like to do, and some other projects you like to do as well, and then we'll get on with our show.
I was just gonna say Brandy go, and she said no. So we are a Disney family vlog with our two little lovely ones. Well, one lovely one and one that's a 6-year-old Darth Vader. But Brandy, no, you're Brandy, Gianna, and Dawson. Brandy and I have both been going to Disney since we were really young, and have been going back with the kids for a long time.
Should we date ourselves? Should we say the 80s?
Yeah, well,
let's go
why not?
for it. Yeah.
Why not? I technically didn't go till 90. But whatever.
Ahead of you.
I know. Any rate, so about a year and a half ago, we decided that what we had been saying for the last 3 or 4 years, which was, you know, we should start a channel, kind of came to fruition. So we vlogged one of our trips in 2017 and started putting that stuff out. I guess early 2018. It took like 6 months for her to get me on board to actually put like
Yeah.
we spent hours, like we had hours of footage, and didn't really.
Right. We didn't even I don't even think we finished that year.
No, we haven't. We have like 5
5
days left of the trip.
That's okay.
We'll do it like Throwback Thursday at some point.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was kind of like, well, people might watch, but if they don't, we have it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And being the one that's forgetful, unlike Dave, he remembers absolutely everything.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get away with anything.
If not, I make it up.
I love
Oh, that's good to know.
Darn it.
So it was just kind of like, well, we'll just at least have it for ourselves. And if it, whatever, we can share it with others too. We'll just see how it goes.
To be honest, I mean, we had kind of started the channel probably 2 years prior to that, and it really wasn't even a channel thought.
With our 2 videos.
Our 2 or 3 videos, like Dawson met Gaston, and he was dressed as Gaston. and I forget the dude's name, but it was like the old school awesome 2015, awesome 2014 Gaston. Super awesome Gaston. And he literally grabs Dawson and he's like, come on, let's go. And walks him back down the queue. And he's like, this child is better than all of you. And just goes off, right? About how, Dawson. Never like that. Do I know how to talk is the question. But he was just had a great character interaction.
Yeah.
And like to the point where the child behind our kids in line came up and like Dawson met her with Gaston. He's like, this is Dawson. He's a Gaston. I'm like, he's great. Like had Dawson sign her book.
So there's some
kid with like autograph. A little scribble of Dawson's autograph. At any rate, so we put that up there and it like blew up.
Wow.
Randomly.
Yeah, it has blew up for us.
Well, blew up for us. Blew up for us. Like
it's a big moment, right? It's one of those big, those big things where you're like, hey, this is something that we just love recording and just watching and looking back on. So
yeah. So we like having it. We like having it out there. We like talking about stuff that we like, which is apparently food, minivans, and then whatever we did. It's
we are minivan obsessed.
Yeah. So great.
Awesome. Well, we'll talk about the podcast soon. But I just wanted to introduce everybody to a wonderful family. And please, guys, go check out Brandy and Dave's channel and all their social media as well. Really, really, really wonderful. And today we are going to be talking about, of course, our favorite Disney table service restaurants, because this week has been a crazy week for me in terms of food. I've put my Disney dining, Disney Food Fridays. I've literally just put my flights tickets today. Like, it's just been crazy. So I thought, you know what? Let's do something that I love, Brandy and Dave love, everybody in the chat loves. Let's talk about food today and our favorite table service restaurants. Before we get started, I just want to say hello to people in the chat. Chris from Disney World Adventures is here. The wonderful Cargo is here as well. Paula Rainwaters is here. Stacey Rogers, Steve's World. Misty Morning is here as well. Welcome to everybody. It's so awesome to have you guys here in the chat for Disney Fiasco episode 42. There are 20 people in the chat right now. So I'm going to ask you guys to please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and not just mine, but Brandy and Dave's as well. And ring that notification bell so you know every time that I go live. So, table service restaurants. Now, all quick service restaurants are disqualified. So no quick service, nothing you can get on a tray or nothing where you can get a free cup of water from, that you have to sit down and eat. Now, you can have character dining, you can have signature dining, you can have shows, but nothing quick service. And nothing like from like a counter, no snacks either. Hey, AGC Magic TV. I think that's Amy Scott. I think she changed her name. So welcome. So table service. Now, a lot of you may know where I might go with this, but what I decided to split Brandy and Dave up and make two separate lists. I was like, right, we can't have a 2-on-1 situation here. We're going to have both of them make their own separate lists, and we will discuss our favorites, because some might have different favorites to others. And in the chat, please let me know what your favorite restaurants are and comment on what our favorite restaurants are. And if you've been to the restaurant that we've been to, what is one of the dishes that you ate during your time at that restaurant? Rosie Cunningham is here. Welcome into the stream. And we're going to start off with ladies first. Brandy, I would like you to give me your favorite or your first one that's on your list. What's the one you think of the most, one that you have to go to when you go to Walt Disney World? Buffets do count, as Stacey Rogers asked in the chat. So what is your first one that you've chosen?
Oh, man. So my favorite...
Are we going 3-1 or 1 to 3?
He said first. He said
it's whatever you'd like. Whatever you'd like. There's no rules.
You know what?
Except for the rules I
out there because I might as well get it over with, because I'm probably
this is the only
this is not going to be the popular.
This is
choice.
The only one we discussed because she was kind of embarrassed to talk about it.
I'm like, I hate to even say this one. So
I'm intrigued
number
now.
one that I always say, like, did you book this? And it's not because of the food. I have to say that. But it is sci-fi dining because I like, if I could be transported to any time period, it is that one. And I just absolutely love sitting in the cars and the crazy movies. And, you know, the food's not great, but we always have, well, I'm sorry, I always have a really good time there no matter what. I don't care if the food is awful. I love, love, love going there. So I have to put that as my number one, even though I know food-wise, it's not the best choice, but that is the absolute one place that I'm always asking Dave, like, did you book this? Because I just love going there. So that's my number one. I'll hang my head in shame.
No, actually, it's actually really interesting is because a lot of people actually really do like sci-fi dining. And I think restaurants is not always, I can't believe I'm saying this, restaurants is not always about the food.
Yes.
What?
It's about, it's sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, maybe most of the time, about nostalgia. And I think what sci-fi dining does so well is nostalgia. The Imagineers did an amazing job with sci-fi dining and really set you back in that time. I mean, what restaurant else that you know of can you actually sit in cars in like in that kind of feeling that you had back in the day, although I was probably not even born then. But to be able to remember those days when you sit outside watching a movie in your car, I'm not sure it was a UK thing because our weather is always terrible, so that would be a thing. But I think what they did with this incredible restaurant is just something quite unique and different. Now, like you said, the food for me wasn't great. I know people in the chat. I know Dougie really likes this restaurant. Not spectacular food, but great atmosphere, he says. And I think I would agree with that. I had a really not so great meal at Sci-Fi Dine-In, but the actual atmosphere was incredible. John Hazelton is here. Welcome into the stream. Myers and the Mouse. Paula Rainwaters, welcome into the stream. Now, do you agree, Dave, with Brandy about Sci-Fi Dine-In, or is that on your list?
Dave.
I know. So here's my thing about sci-fi, and you hit on it. It's nostalgia, and for me, it was a place that my mother always enjoyed going. So we went there almost every year growing up, and that's probably the only reason I go back. I mean, I really like the fact, like you said, that you're sitting in cars. I like the fact that it's the same 50-minute B movie, just awesomeness.
And you like to make your wife happy?
Yeah, I like to make my wife happy. Man, you are laying it on already. But, you know, I've had reasonably decent meals there. I've had a lot that are just kind of meh. And I felt like crap afterwards for a long time. I don't know. Depending on the burger that you get, it's reasonable. They took the Caesar salad, right? The chicken Caesar salad off the menu, which was
a little bit,
which was kind of a go-to. Because really, I mean, how do you screw up a chicken Caesar salad?
Take it off the menu.
Take it off the menu. There you go. That was good. I like that. That was good.
But that's the thing. I think they try and go simple, and I don't think the simple is, you know, I had a steak, and I love my steaks. I could eat, you know, if I went to Disney and I had steak every night, I'd be happy. And my steak was not cooked right, and they put this really weird, I think it was meant to be butter, like, you know, the butter they put on a steak. But it did not. It looked gray. I don't know if it was the lighting or whether I was, you know, I needed to go and get eye surgery. I don't know. But it was really
never gray.
Yeah, it just looked really weird and bizarre. I actually have a picture of it, which I might send you after the stream because it's quite entertaining. But it was just not good. Like it wasn't great. Yossification is in the house. Welcome. And Myers and the Mouse. Hey, how's it going? So, you know, sci-fi, I would definitely like I agree with you both. It's definitely more for nostalgia than it is for the food. Cargo says, yes, Pickle, you need the steak at Olivia's Cafe. I might need to go try Olivia's because that's over at where is that? Where is Olivia's? Old Key West?
I think so.
Yeah.
Where it is.
Yeah, might have I think it is Old Key West. So maybe I'll have to extend my dining to a deluxe dining plan. Oh God, I'm gonna have to make more reservations. Right.
Sounds amazing.
I'll let you know if there's anything that changes.
Sweet.
And I'll invite you. You come down from where from home. Hey, I've got 2 more to the list. Right, Dave, what is your first one on your list?
All right, so if we're going top to bottom, this is a complete. Don't look at my list. We haven't shared this yet, so she's cheating. The tops meal, probably the best meal I have ever had at Walt Disney World was in January, California Grill brunch. Okay.
Was that because I wasn't with you?
It's because Brandy wasn't with me. No, not at all. But so here's the deal. You look at a meal that is, 1 day a week, from 10 to 2 at Cali Grill. That's $90 a plate. Sucker's not cheap, but I was invited with a group of guys that was down there. They had gone the Sunday before. Apparently they had gone the year before and then booked it every Sunday they were going to be there forever.
Oh God.
So it's from 10 to 2. It's 4 hours long. It is all you can eat. So there is a buffet portion to it, which includes fresh rolled sushi, a very nice charcuterie spread, and then some other breakfasty stuff, lox and bagels. I forget off the top of my head. Nothing really filling at that point. But there's also, I'm getting there.
Sorry, get excited.
I just need to point out as a warning and a disclosure for everybody in the chat. While you're watching this, please make sure you're having a snack or something to eat because you're going to get hungry.
Yes. So there's the buffet portion. Then there's a prefix menu that you can order any and everything off of that you want, including, a Mexican kind of inspired steak and eggs, butter poached lobster Benedict, which was killer. Lobster omelets, all kinds of dishes. And literally our server was like, what would you like? I'll bring you any and everything. Okay, I'll have the lobster Benedict. And he goes, that's it? I said, for now. He said, I can put everything else in. He's like, just keep ordering.
Stacy wants to know if you stayed the whole time from 10 to 2.
10 to 1:30. Actually, that was kind of what I was driving at, Stacy. Make the reservation for 10 and just enjoy it as a 3 hour experience. As long as you can eat, right? But it's literally your only meal for the day.
But you're losing Disney time.
You are, but it can be your off day, your pull day, your whatever, your rest day. But it's literally worth it because it could be the only meal you eat that day. And $90 for the only meal you eat plus a couple snacks on the back end, maybe in the evening, right? I mean, that's really not that bad. The other thing,
where just pointing out, a lot of people go into all right, Rob, take care, my friend, my power channel. Please go check out Rob Fuzz, my power channel. He's a good guy over there.
Rob.
With I think when people think of California Grill, I used to work California Grill. Remember we were talking last week about how I used to wash every single window at California Grill. The experience is amazing, but I think people really, with the price that you pay for California Grill, people think, oh, it is very expensive, and it is an expensive restaurant. But I think the quality of it is very much well worth it. And if you're having that special occasion, if you're doing an engagement, or if it's an anniversary, or if you're, there with a loved one or a family or a special occasion, I think it's perfect. And for $90 for brunch, for all you can eat, plus sushi, charcuterie, lobster. I mean, lobster by the pound is expensive anyway. Right. So, I think I think it is worth it, and especially for brunch. But just don't wash every single window of California Grill like I did, because it will take a while. Rachel and June are here from Disney Life of Ours. Welcome into the stream.
Hey guys.
And sorry, I cut you off about California Grill.
I was just going to say I ate $90 worth of sushi. And in California Grill, this is great. I'm talking about fish. In California Grill pricing, you realize what a California or a like a spicy tuna roll is $18 anyways.
Yeah,
I probably had
you're right.
Each of those and then some nigiri. So $80 in sushi, California Grill wise price for sure. Lobster Benedict, which what equate that whatever. But the kicker is you have all of that, all you can eat. Plus, it's all you can drink champagne and mimosas, and it's whatever. I mean, it counts. You're going to come
out of it like you're going to come out very having a great time.
Yeah, just the overall experience was fantastic. Plus, you're at the top of the Contemporary. You're overlooking the Magic Kingdom on a gorgeous day, usually, right? I mean, whatever, it might be raining, but still, you're at Disney. It's a fantastic experience, and I went into it thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I spending this much money? But I wanted to try it, and honestly, we booked it for this summer, like that. Boom, done. It's gonna be worth it. I don't know if I'm taking the kids, but
I've just spotted so obviously you guys know that I do love my food and my eating challenges and my challenges. And I don't know if it's Rachel or June, but they've just posted something really intriguing. It goes, the best thing about that restaurant is asking for extra macaroons. And I challenge you for a macaroon eat-off. Oh, that's going to be fun.
They were really good.
I haven't tried them, unfortunately, but I love my macaroons. Dawn from Just Out and About is here as well. Welcome into the stream. Samantha Paxton, Yossification says, and you're on vacation, so you treat yourself. So you're absolutely right. Dougie says, all you can eat and drink. I'd like to test that. I think that would be really fun to see. I think you talked Kathy and Todd into doing the brunch the other night too. So I think, a lot of recommendations about California Grill. And I think a lot of people have put it as the best restaurant on Disney property. Liz Cashman, welcome into the stream, and it's Rachel. So Rachel, if you want to do a macaroon off, let me know.
Macaroon off,
that'll be awesome. Because I love my macaroons. Now, Brandy, have you done California Grill?
I have not.
Yes, you have.
I have for dinner.
So what is it about?
Sorry, that was your special surprise. Dave surprised me one time.
So let's meet halfway. What was it about California Grill that you liked as a whole? Like, what was some of the unique things you liked about it?
So I really like
apart from the amazingly cleaned windows.
Well, yeah, that was my top. That was absolutely the top part. The clean windows, so I could see the beautiful view up there.
You're welcome.
I mean, the view, I think, is beyond anything. It's just amazing up there. The service is impeccable. The food was good. Was very good. Now, it's been a couple years, I think, since we've gone. But what had happened was Dave surprised me. He said, make sure you pack something like a dress, and I'm taking you out. We have a date night. So I didn't know where we were going to go. And he surprised me. That's where we went. And it was awesome. We had a wonderful time. I don't remember the food. I remember I liked it, but I just remember how wonderful of a time we had that night. So
it was a really good time.
Yeah. But that was a couple years ago. So
I think if you think of like nostalgia, that is ultimate nostalgia right there. Being right on the top of Contemporary, overlooking Bay Lake, overlooking the Magic Kingdom. I mean, what could be better than that, really?
Right. Yeah.
Rachel says, let's do it to Disneyland, but we have to have tea with them. Fine by me. That's going to be a fun evening. Awesome. Really two phenomenal picks. Very different picks. Two on the complete opposite ends of the spectrum, but I love them both. Now, my first pick, I think a lot of people will probably guess right about what my favorite is. I mean, if somebody can, guess before I say it, I think they'll know me the best. But this restaurant has probably the best appetizer in the whole of Disney. I reviewed it on Disney Food Friday, and it's over at Animal Kingdom Lodge at Kidani Village, and it's Sanaa. I love Sanaa so much. Yes. I have been there 4 or 5 times. I remember taking my parents, who, aren't the biggest Disney, fanatics ever. But I said, hey, if we need to do one restaurant at Disney, let's do Sanaa. And we love our Indian, African, spicy food. Granted that not all the food is spicy, but it has that kind of, it's more just the flavors. And Stacey Rose says, sorry guys, I can't stay. I don't feel well at all. Oh, Stacey, please take care. And I hope you feel better soon. Rest up, my friend.
Feel better.
But Sanaa is by far my favorite restaurant at Walt Disney World. The service was amazing every single time I've been. The bread service, as Donna knows, the Sanaa bread service is like heaven right there. It's like 5 different like flatbreads, kind of pita breads, with like 10 or 9 different accompaniments, ranging from the mild mango to like a spicy chili. And it's just so, I could just eat that all day. It's just Misty Moy says Sanaa is on my list to try. I could not recommend Sanaa anymore to any. It is so good. And my top tip: try and get like a late-ish lunch or an early dinner, and the animals will still be out, and you can sit by the windows, and the animals will actually come up to your window, and you'll be able to see. It's literally going on the Kilimanjaro safari while eating. I mean, what more can you want? So that's the bread service, as well as the curry chicken. Oh my gosh, guys! Like, if there is a mic drop moment, I think I might have just dropped it. So,
nice.
Have you guys ever tried Sanaa?
We have.
Go ahead.
We have.
Yeah,
we have. We've done it a couple times. Bread service obviously is the best thing there. Did we just have bread service the one time we went?
Yeah.
I think we did, because it was like drive in.
It was the first time.
Yeah.
But you were exhausted.
Yeah.
That was one of our anniversaries.
It was the same trip as the Cali Grill trip.
Yes.
Yeah, we ate a lot of good food that trip. But we did do a full dinner there. I think I did. Don't they have something where you could pick 2 or pick 3 of like 13 or 14 different options?
So there's a great offer where you choose 2 main dishes and a rice and like a lentil or chickpea side, and it all comes together, and you can all mix it. It's just really delicious.
Yes, I think I did that with the buttered chicken and some spiced beef dish.
Braised beef. That was good.
What's that?
I thought you were going to go into the Tim Taylor and do that, or like
what? I don't even know what you're talking
like how
about.
You said food like that, that.
Yeah, no. This is not Home Improvement. We're not.
I know, but it just sounded like you were like, yeah,
wow.
Food.
Yeah, food.
Sorry, Dan.
It's fine. Wow. Just while we're laughing, there's Chills TV has joined us. Welcome, Chills TV. Dougie says, all right, buddy, take care, my friend. I hope you're feeling better too. Thank you so much for stopping by, my friend. Rachel says, my favorite restaurant is Shula's Steakhouse. Now that's something I need to try, because I've heard nothing but great things about Shula's. We got magical news live here. Jumbo Nick, Nick has got a really great channel, and he's nearly at 2K. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Nick, please go subscribe to him. He's awesome. And Jill from Bell Southern is here. My friend, my Ohana, is here as well. So I think I just saw Rachel's next comment, but I think you guys will pick that up in a little bit. But yes, look, I think Sanaa is a really great, and actually Sanaa is quite reasonably valued. I think I don't think it's as expensive as people think.
No, and I mean, really, you could go there and just eat the bread service.
Oh my gosh, and be so full.
And I mean, I don't remember the menu off the top of my head. I remember the appetizers. There were a couple others that looked pretty decent.
All I can remember is the bread service because it's amazing.
Yeah.
And I remember going there and like you were talking about it, and I was like, really, how good can bread be?
Yeah, she just didn't.
Yeah, it is definitely like you said, a mic drop because it is amazing.
I have talked this bread service up so much that later this year there are people who have never been to Sanaa before, and I'm making them get the bread service because it's that good.
It's something you have to do when you go to Disney at least once.
In my opinion, it is
so
up.
Good.
It is up there with on the overused term quintessential Disney, right? So you have to get Dole Whip, you have to get a Mickey bar, you have to get popcorn, you have to get bread service, and it's just really random that that's thrown in there. But
popcorn,
yeah.
Bread can't compare to popcorn.
We're not comparing them. You just have to.
You have to get them. You know, this is the reason why we're friends. Right, we have to move on because we've only done one round and we're already halfway through. Guys, we're halfway through. Please make sure we're hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel. Please go subscribe to Brandy and Dave's channel. If a moderator can put their link in the chat, that would be absolutely incredible. Brandy, we are back to you. Round 2. What is your next place you're going to?
All right, so I'm ready for this one. Trattoria Al Forno.
What are you doing to me?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it could be either breakfast or dinner. I don't know if you were ready for that one, Dave.
I was.
Yeah, because the character interaction is amazing as well as the food. The food stands alone. It's awesome for breakfast. And we've even done dinner there. There's not characters at dinner time, but the food at dinner time is amazing. And it's not over the top expensive. It's wonderful. You're close to Epcot and Hollywood Studios to go wherever you want.
Yeah, for Italian at Disney, it's really darn good. Now we haven't hit Il Molino, and what's the other reasonable one?
I don't know because all I need is travel.
Yeah. No, we've done Via.
Oh, yeah,
Via Napoli's fantastic for.
Okay.
I was just thinking like Italian food.
Okay.
Anyway,
that's like
the kitchen.
Via Napoli's in Italy, and that just makes me.
What are you doing? All right, Gibble's over here.
Italian food, and I'm like.
I understand that, but you know what I'm talking
about.
Like
American Italian?
Americanized Italian food, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, yes. I agree wholeheartly. It was on my list. I decided to cross it off. Now I have to think of something else.
So what is it about I can't even pronounce the first name. Trattoria Al Forno. What is it about? Obviously you've done it for breakfast and dinner. What is it what's what are some of your favorite food items? What is it about breakfast that you like? And maybe something about dinner, because obviously they're two different experiences.
Yeah. So breakfast is you have characters. You have Rapunzel, Flynn, Ariel, and Eric. So it is a awesome breakfast with characters that you don't normally see together. And their interaction is wonderful. But what most character breakfasts, I feel, their food just is kind of like, okay, the food there is wonderful. It doesn't matter what you order, I think. It's breakfast all good. Yeah. I think from the pancakes, the Tower of Pancakes, to the whatever Dave always gets, the whatever.
I don't know what they call it, but it's the breakfast calzone, and it's full of sausage and ham, and it comes with a trident that they take away from you immediately. It's like, here's this showpiece, this big metal trident. I'm going to take it from you so you don't poke anyone.
That's because there's kids often who would grab it and pretend that it is a weapon.
Oh, I understand. So, pretend it would be a weapon.
Yeah. Yes. They used to give you little swords and your fruit. And Dawson, we have a video of Dawson, and he was like,
sword fighting.
No one can stop me. He has this little there. He just, but the food is so good. So I can't say it's just the characters. It is just overall food And atmosphere, I think, is good too.
Like we all know, the standard breakfast offerings at Disney character dining are Mickey waffles, bacon, sausage, eggs, hash browns, whatever, right? Maybe a couple things here and there.
Fine, which is, you're still good, but there's nothing unique, right?
Right. But at $55 a head or whatever it is, the food leaves a little bit wanting, right? But trattoria, the fact that it is completely different. You can do steak and eggs. You can do calzone. You can do a couple of the breakfasts. At any rate, the big thing is that on the front end, it's not necessarily all you can eat. But if you want to get the calzone and ask for the steak and eggs, they usually bring it to you all.
Nice.
Yes. You can ask. And then it comes like there's pastries that come out in the little frying pan, like Rapunzel's weapon of choice. And the pastries are amazing too. Like I feel like the whole experience is
that's great.
Like
character interactions are fantastic.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Just very, very quickly, I would like to thank Dougie from Walter Grams for the £5 PayPal. Thank you so much, my friend. I really do appreciate it, my friend. But yeah, no, it's actually a restaurant I've never actually tried before. I think it's very cool. You don't really see Flynn or Eric. They're very rare characters you would hardly meet. And I think this is the only time you can meet Ariel. That's when she has legs. Otherwise you'll meet her as a mermaid at Ariel's grotto, which I think is pretty cool. And this is a place where you can see Rapunzel. And I think you can spend a little bit more time with Rapunzel because you can actually see her, obviously, at Princess Fairy Tale Hall with Tiana. But, I don't think you really get as much time when you go and line up to meet a character rather than actually having a character meal with a character. So it is quite, interesting and different. And it's definitely something I would want to try. And actually definitely for dinner because I love Italian food. So yeah, no, really, really great choice. A good recommendation there. Jack is here. Welcome, Jack, into the stream. Now, Dave, was Tartiere al Forno on your list?
It was, but it was 3.
Okay, so did you want to do your second pick, and then you could choose like an honorable mention for your third when we get round to it?
Yeah, that works.
Cool. So what's number 2 on your list?
Well, I don't know if it was Rachel or June in the chat.
It was Rachel. But Rachel was on it.
Hi, Rachel. Which she just made a good point. All of these places take Tables in Wonderland. So if you're an AP holder and you buy Tables in Wonderland, you get 20% off of food and alcohol. So that was a very good point. Also, a lot of them take AP, so 10% off at least. It helps for sure. But she said the wonderful Cape May Cafe for dinner, which is probably the best buffet on property.
Ooh.
All you can eat crab legs, all you can eat shrimp. The beef tenderloin's actually reasonable. My favorite thing on the menu there, though, or the buffet, if you will, is their cocktail sauce is really, really good. And I know it's weird, but I think the last couple times we were there, I ate more of the peel and eat shrimp than I did crab.
Yeah.
Because the cocktail sauce is like, it's so much horseradish. It is so good.
So,
so good.
I don't know how long we've been talking about just talking to each other in general, but I think we've spent most of our time talking about Cape May Cafe because you know what? If you are a massive seafood fan, this is the place to go.
Yes.
It's very reasonable. Now, I've only been to Cape May for breakfast because I'm not a massive seafood guy. But if you want a great value, or you can eat seafood and some other bits and bobs on the side, this is where you go. And I think, and I'm gonna be honest, like when I went there for breakfast, and I'm assuming it's the same for dinner, the quality is really good food there. Like you know, buffets sometimes a hit or a miss. The buffet here is really, really good. And you can get your crab legs, your shrimp, I think they have mussels there as well, and clams, and it's like a seafood heaven right there. So And I would also recommend for breakfast, go there for breakfast. And I think there are some seafoody items there for breakfast as well. And you get to meet Minnie, Goofy, and Donald. And they do kind of like a surfs up kind of deal. It's kind of cool. I love it. And actually, if you go, I know this is really way back, 2016. If you go to my second ever vlog for my Disney College program, you'll be able to watch me at Cape May Cafe with Minnie, Goofy, and Donald. So that's really way back. 3 years ago, you can watch me go to Cape May Cafe, which was really awesome. Now, Brandy, was Cape May on your list?
It was, but
yes. All one back.
Competitive.
I know.
I'm not. So it actually worked for me because I had some trouble with my list and narrowing things down. So it helped, I think. But I absolutely love Cape May. I'm a big seafood eater. I love seafood. Everything on the buffet is so good. I love where it's located. Just like Trattoria Al Forno, it is also located in that boardwalk area. It's just a different resort. So on the side of the boardwalk is Trattoria, and then over at the Yacht Club is where you'll find Cape May. I know a couple people were asking where it was at. So, but yeah, I love Cape May, and it is really good for breakfast. We went there a couple times when we stayed at the Yacht Club a couple years ago.
It was the same trip. We're on the deluxe dining plan, so we decided that
we just kept going back.
Yeah, there were reservations that were open, so we said, why not?
And it was characters, so breakfast was amazing. Dinner was even better. But yeah, that's probably one of my other places that we absolutely have to go to.
Oh, awesome. Yes. Love it. And Misty Morning says, you had me at crab legs. Rachel says, my favorite is the mashed potatoes off to die for. And then the best thing I've seen is this, Rachel says, we love Cape May so much. We had our wedding reception there in the park.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. Oh,
it's a good idea. Yeah. Good idea.
Oh, that
Gianna.
Imagine Rachel and June, Brandy and Dave at Cape May.
Awesome.
I think you could probably eat the whole restaurant out of the table. Run out of shrimp and everything.
Yeah.
And then you can invite me for dessert because
Yeah, why not?
I'll go to Beaches and Cream then. It's fine.
But you like beef. The tenderloin's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, for buffet tenderloin, it's not terrible. No, so you have potatoes, you have mashed potatoes, and you have beef. And
yeah, but Shooters is over at the Swan and Dolphin just down the street.
It's true. We can eat separately and then meet at Beaches and have a couple kitchen sinks and call it a day.
You sure you want to do that after the amount of shrimp and seafood?
Glutton for punishment, Dan. I'm a glutton for punishment.
I just don't. I'm not going to carry everybody on the kitchen sink. You guys have to pull your weight as well. I'm not taking you. I've done that before myself, and it's not on my own. The Disney Nerd Herders are here. Hi, everyone. Me and Avery just got back from food shopping. Boys holding down the fort as Stacy and Sophie at Nonsense. Welcome in, Disney Nerd Herders. Really awesome channel there. Awesome. We are really storming in with time at the moment. So for my second pick, I'm going to actually choose another buffet. This buffet not only has incredible food, it is, if you want to play a game called Cast Member Spotting or Secret Undercover Cast Member Spotting, this is where you go. You can actually tell who are cast members and who aren't. You need to head over to Trails End over at Fort Wilderness. Hey, Adams Land, what is up, buddy? Good to see you. Trails End is kind of like cast member, like secret underground, hidden, all the cast members go there. 1, because it's cheap. 2, it's got great food. And 3, it's kind of away from all the magic, but kind of close enough that you can easily get to Magic Kingdom so easily. As a cast member in 2016, I think I was there every other week or every 3 weeks because it was so good, and it costs $16. 16 for all you can eat breakfast. I mean, so imagine this. It's pretty much the same breakfast at Chef Mickey's, though you're not getting your characters, okay? Your character meet and greets. but you get special, unique items like a pecan, like pie French toast, just like all these really, like you get biscuits and gravy, which aren't biscuits, they're scones, but that's me being British.
That's great.
And your gravy isn't kind of gravy, it's more like porridge, but whatever.
What?
Adam from Adam's Land can prove it. But you know what? Trails End is really great. Like, if there's any restaurant that is best value on property, this is the best value on property, hands down. $16 for all you can eat breakfast. Okay, it's a bit of a trek to get to. If you park at Fort Wilderness, you actually will have to get a bus to Pioneer Hall. You can't actually drive there. Or my tip, go to Wilderness Lodge or the Contemporary or Magic Kingdom and get a boat. And that's probably the quickest way there either. So Donna says scones and porridge. That's what it is. But look, Trails End is just a wonderful, quiet, authentically pioneering restaurant with really great food. And I couldn't recommend it anymore to everybody. So yeah, go check out Trails End. Brandon is here. Hey Dan, just quick stopping in to say hi. And Laura B, hey, welcome Laura, welcome into the stream. Good to see you too. Amy Scott says the dinner is what you get at Hoop-Dee-Doo, the fried chicken. So if you don't want to spend a lot of money, we'll go and see Hoop-Dee-Doo. Same food because it's the same kitchen. Go into Trails End. Now, guys, have you tried Trails End?
We have not.
No. I know. I think that makes us bad Disney nerds.
I don't think
It's
so.
fine. It is, look, it's a very hidden restaurant. It's a very overlooked restaurant. If people didn't know about it, you kind of have to know about it to know what it is. So Stormy Stitch, welcome into the stream. He loves howdy everybody, love Trails End. Thank you so much for stopping by. So yeah, Trails End, really awesome. Right, I'm gonna move quickly on. We're gonna do kind of like a speed round now for our third pick because we're kind of getting short on time. So we're gonna choose our third picks, or maybe an honorable mention if we've already picked our third picks, and just give me like one reason or give me something about it that you love. Hey, the Shep family, what is going on? Good to see you too. Welcome into the stream. So, Brandy, what is your third one on your list?
I'm going with Narcoossee's.
Ooh, lovely.
So, Narcoossee's because did I get
This is what happens when you go to the same restaurants all the time.
It's so nice to be a lady and go first.
I know, right?
So, Narcoossee's food is well, I can't say one thing about it, Dan. How do I even do that? Narcoossee's is
just say steak and lobster fireworks are cool.
There you go. So look, I haven't been to Narcoossee's. I think a lot of people don't really know much about Narcoossee's. So what kind of restaurant is it? Is it signature? Is it what kind of food do they do there? What's it like?
Narcoossee's is the ground version of Cali Grill.
Wow. Okay.
Kind of. So it's
I feel like it's a little more intimate than
it's more intimate than Cali Grill. It's also not as I don't know, pop cuisine forward, I guess. California Grill's seasonally changing their menu, Dan? Yeah. Probably once a quarter.
Very, very regularly.
Right. Where Narcoossee's kind of like the stalwart, again, focus on seafood, but does a really good steak.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
feel like
just
high-end traditional.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
That sounds pretty good, but it's hidden. It's not in the main building at Grand Flow.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to go out to the water. It's got a great deck around it where you can watch the fireworks from. And actually, even if you're not just watching the fireworks, it's a great view of Seven Seas Lagoon. We got there right as fireworks were about to start. We ordered our food. The server came over and said, "Hey, fireworks are in 10 minutes. Go outside. I'll hold your food. It'll be ready when you came back." And it was piping hot, perfectly cooked steak.
Yeah. It
absolutely. Like it was prepared to come out right at the end of fireworks. It was just, the experience was fantastic. The service was out of this world.
Yeah.
They had a candy bar dessert that was chocolate with chocolate parts inside the chocolate that was so rich.
It's amazing.
Oh, so
I like
good.
how you said in our video a chocolate slidey.
It was all this chocolate slidey across. Yeah, there's all kinds of chocolate. But
overall, it's a wonderful restaurant. But it is pricey. But I think that it's worth it, and that's why it stayed on my list.
And it's a signature dining, isn't it? It's a signature restaurant, right?
Yep. Two dining credits.
So there's 2 dining credits, and well, it is, like you said, it's a lot like California Grill, and it's something very what for those special occasions. Now, Brandy, as this is your pick, what is, if there's one thing you could have off the menu, what would it be?
Well, I really liked what I had. Was the basically it was surf and turf, and it was lobster tail and steak, and it was
butter poached lobster tail and fillet.
It was, the lobster was perfect. You know, you can get lobster sometimes and it has just like a real rubbery weird texture to it, and it was just absolutely perfect. What you would expect at a place like that, that's signature dining.
Right.
It better be right. So I'm very not that I'm not adventurous with food, but when I have something that I know I'm going to like it, I'm going for that.
Nice.
So,
and I think Rachel says they play music outside on the deck, which I think you guys mentioned. I think all the signature dining around Seven Seas Lagoon do that. So outside on the terrace and in California Grill, they play Happily Ever After, as well as on the Out of This World Lounge at Bay Lake Tower. And then also they do that at Ohana and as well as at Narcoossee's. I'm not sure if they do it at Citrico's. Do they do it at Citrico's?
I don't think Citrico's.
But outside the Grand
Flow. But they do
downstairs.
Outside the Grand Flow at Gasparilla Grill. They blast it.
At Gasparilla Grill as well. Okay, nice.
Yeah. But weirdly not inside at Grand Flow Cafe. So
I think because that's kind of more in the restaurant. Same at they won't do that at 1900 Park Fair either. But I think it is mainly for that signature dining experience. But okay. But I love that pick, and I think I definitely for sure want to do Narcoossee's at some point. So yeah, really fantastic choice. Dave, what is your next one on your now? What is your honorable mention on your list? Was it Narcoossee's, or do you have another one?
I had Narcoossee's on, but I wrote down 3 honorable mentions because I knew that we'd probably have some significant crossover.
Yep.
So I'll be brief. Via Napoli, best pizza on property.
Yes, nice. That was on my honorable mention. Look, Via Napoli. Look, I love Italian food. I love Italian culture. I love going to like these amazing Italian cities, and the food is just awesome. So when you go to, because for me, like, look, coming from Europe over to the States, you can tell the difference between Italian pizza and American style pizza. Gosh, you guys even have like 2 different types of pizza. You got New York style and Chicago style. Like, you guys can't make your mind up. But, but for us here over in the UK, us in the UK, we kind of go by the Italian style pizza, and I think that's what Via Napoli really does very well. It brings that authenticity, which is what Epcot is all about, into Epcot and into Via Napoli, and you can actually have really authentic style pizza. And what's really great is they import special water for the dough, and they put that water and they mix that within the dough itself, and they use the stone fire ovens. I think the pizza there, like you said, is I'm gonna say it's probably the best pizza I've had in America.
The water comes from Pennsylvania. Just
okay.
It apparently has the same mineral and limestone quality as the water in Naples.
Wow.
So
because that's where
I'm just going to allegedly on this.
Well, because that's where pizza originated from. It was invented in Naples. So yeah, really, really great choice.
Why do we know that, Dave?
Because when Via Napoli opened, they blasted it all over the place that they were importing all of these ingredients from all over the U.S. that matched what you would get in Naples. So it was a traditional Neapolitan pizza with American ingredients. And they said that the water was from Pennsylvania. And I'm like, yeah, that's why we also make really, really good English bitters.
Yep.
And pub ales. So
nice
in Pennsylvania. But no one does that anymore. Everyone wants to have an IPA, and that's a completely different podcast or live stream. So
live stream. Hey, Ruby Princess G, welcome into the stream. And the Shep family says, you haven't been to Boston. I actually used to work in Boston, so I'm pretty familiar with the food in Boston, though I do love Boston food, especially when I actually do love your lobster rolls. Even though I'm not a big seafood guy, the lobster rolls in Massachusetts, you can't beat. But pizza, Via Napoli, hands down, you're absolutely right. My last pick... I think look, this had to come up for sure. I tried this last year for the first time and I just fell in love with it, and it's Ohana. I just love Ohana. Now, some people, I think a lot of people love Ohana. There are people who actually don't like Ohana, and that's okay because, you know, it is not for everybody. Thank you, Rachel, so much for stopping by. Really awesome seeing you in the stream. And we'll eat those macaroons, okay? But Ohana for me for dinner was one of the most amazing experiences that I had. They put us right on the window. They had really great meat skewers with chicken and steak. I didn't have the shrimp. But the Ohana bread pudding, guys. Like, come on! Like, if that is so good. Like, and if you're not a big bread pudding guy, trust me, this really doesn't taste like bread pudding at all. It's just more of, it just tastes like caramel, vanilla deliciousness. That's what it is. It's heaven, like you said. Yeah. It's so good. And the noodles are great. The pop stickers are great, and they use the same rub that they put on their steak, on the same on their chicken and on their shrimp as well. So it's that really nice kind of tangy barbecue like flavor. You know, guys, Ohana, just do it. I feel like it's a rite of passage for people who go to Disney. They have to go to Ohana at least once, whether that's for breakfast or dinner. Go for dinner. It's better.
Yes.
So Disney Nerd says, I am not familiar with your guests and missed introductions. Well, the two wonderful people I have here are Brandy and Dave. They have a wonderful YouTube channel, and we will get into some other things in just a little bit. But if someone could put their YouTube channel in the chat, that would be absolutely awesome. And so yeah, I love Ohana bread pudding, hands down. Just like, come on. I'm going to end it on a great note. Just go have the bread pudding, guys. Ohana, yes. Guys, you love Ohana?
We do.
So I have it written down as Okonahana because...
oh, I'm there. I know where you're going with this.
Yes. Both are fantastic for different reasons. And I could go on probably a 15-minute diatribe about them. Ohana, like you said, is a rite of passage. I 100% agree with you on that. Meat on swords. That's all you need to know. Surprisingly, like the wings
they're good.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And that's the crossover in my mind between Kona and Ohana is that they have a couple of the same dishes. They're out of the kitchen. Now Kona's a whole other story, but Ohana was really fantastic when we really started going back with the kids. It had a slight drop off, I don't know, a couple years ago where
it was like one of our, we have to go there. And then it was just like, we weren't as happy. Yeah. And then now I think it's time we're heading back.
Yeah, we have one for June, and we've heard from multiple people that it's getting back to its former glory. I mean, long and short of it is, it's all you can eat. It's meat on a stick.
And you're
bread pudding. You're at the Polynesian,
which is my favorite place.
Yeah,
Brandy,
me too.
place.
You're not really doing it justice when you say it's meat on a stick. I mean, it's much more than just meat on a stick.
I know. On a sword. I'm
on
sorry.
a sword.
Yes. I'm sorry.
An abundance of meat. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like getting
like
tons of it.
And we've had great service there.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
I love the lady that I can't think of her name right now. I feel so bad, but she's wonderful. Mm-hmm. That is, part of the dinner service. I can't remember her name. I feel so bad. If anyone.
Yeah. I know who you're speaking of. She's been at the Polynesian for years.
Yes, and she does a beautiful job. She, walks around and talks to everyone and sings.
Yes.
Lovely Polynesian music and has all kinds of wonderful things for the kids to do too.
Yeah.
And they give everybody, she gives everyone lays as well, which is really
cool.
Yes.
There's a lot of really good things about Ohana.
Yep. It is really delicious. And like what I think a lot of people really don't, it's actually quite a lot of food. They give you like this massive skillet of food. You put it down in front of you and you're like, I have no idea what I'm going to be able to take some noodles, some pot stickers, some wings. And what they, like you said, they come up with these like 3-foot swords and they tell you, how many do you want? And I'm like, well, all of them, obviously. And they just like they tear them off the swords and they put them down on your plate. And it's just really nice. And all the food is hot. Nothing is ever, sometimes that kind of style kind of gets a little bit cold, but it really doesn't. Chris says, awesome stream. Have a magical night, everyone. See you soon. Thank you so much, Chris, from Disney World Adventures. I really do appreciate it. But guys, Ohana is really great. Look, it is, for what it is, kind of expensive, but it's all you can eat. It's great food, great atmosphere. You're at the Polynesian, so it's like the best hotel on Disney property, in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed.
We agree with you.
And if I just one last note on Ohana, we kind of breezed over breakfast, but it is a character meal. It is what Mickey and Pluto in like fun Hawaiian shirt plus Lilo and
Stitch, which is rare.
Yeah, and the one thing exactly, and the one thing I really like about it is compared to a lot of the other character breakfasts is that it's not a buffet; it's family style. So you get the same buffet food, but it's brought out, and it's fresher, and we've had good experiences there for breakfast too. And it's not crazy expensive compared to Chef Mickey's and whatever, and you still get Mickey. So.
I mean, I'll happily talk for another hour about Chef Mickey's, but I don't think. I think if you can watch me rant, maybe we'll save that for another stream. But so those are our top 3 picks, and what I would like to do now is run back through all 3, and then any honorable mentions you have on the end, just list them off, and then we'll get into plugs after once we've gone through our whole list. So, Brandy, I'm going to start off with you. What was your top 3? And then any honorable mentions that you had as well.
Okay, so my top 3, I was at Sci-Fi for the one, but it wasn't for the food. It was for the atmosphere. I just have to clarify that because I don't want people being like, what is wrong with her? So my number 2.
I'm going to just quickly step in and just say, there are people who do love sci-fi dining, and just in terms of choices, there's a great friend of ours called A Disney Life for Me, and they did an amazing thing about their favorite attractions. And Dee, who is Daniela, who's one of the funniest people I've met, she puts the Main Street trolleys in like her top 5 favorite attractions of the whole of Disney, which is great because people love different things. If you love sci-fi dining, amazing. If you love, I don't know, Sleepy Hollow refreshments, amazing. Like, hey, if you love, I don't know, trying to think of a terrible, restaurant, but I can't really think of any at the moment. If you love Chef Mickey's, fantastic. But look, I think sci-fi dining is great. I think that the authenticity and the atmosphere is fantastic. Just need to, get their food right, and we'll be good.
So Sci-Fi.
Sorry, I ranted.
That's Trattoria Al Forno, and then number 3 was Narcoossee's, and my honorable mention is going to be Skipper's Canteen, because I just think it's a cool place to go. Are you looking at me because you picked that?
No,
good. Now I really like the appetizers there. I love all of the nods. Dave's favorite is one of his favorites is the Jungle Cruise, and I've grown to really love the Jungle Cruise as well. But I love all the hidden things there that reference, that awesome ride. So, Skipper's Canteen is my honorable mention.
Love it. A really great picks. I absolutely adore those, and Skipper Canteen is great as well. I think it's definitely a Disney nerds restaurant. There's so many amazing references in there. So awesome pick. And Dave, what's your list looking like?
So my rundown top to bottom, first was Cali Grill Brunch. Amazing. Cape May Cafe. I threw Via Napoli in as number 3, even though it was an honorable mention, and Brandy stole Tresri al Forno from me for breakfast and dinner.
Love it.
And like I said, I wrote down Okona Hana at the end there. So we already talked about Ohana. I'm a big fan of Kona, mainly for lunch. It's one of those things, and it's just kind of a tip of ours, Magic Kingdom wise, for sit down meals. You're either booking it 180 days out and overpaying for something like Be Our Guest or Cinderella's Royal Table, which is a whole other podcast. Why do we keep saying podcast? Because I've been recording them recently. A whole other live stream. But one good thing to do is after a morning at the Magic Kingdom is to hop on the boat, go to the Poly, because you get to hang out at the Poly, and hit Kona for lunch. There's no one there. Everyone's gone. You get there at 1:30, 2 o'clock. Menu's fantastic. You have the same flavors as you do at Ohana. And it's a cool space. You're basically sitting in the lobby of the Poly. You get to experience all the sounds and sights and smells of that place.
And you can order Lapu Lapus.
And you can order Lapu Lapus there.
Yeah. Get the drinks going.
Flowing. Yes. So
love it.
We like heading over there for lunch. So
nice.
Yeah.
Really, really awesome list. Really great options. A lot of those are on my list as well. So my list went like this: Sanaa, number 1, with the bread service, of course. Trails End was my number 2. Ohana was my number 3. And then because I love my food, I've put loads more on my list. I put Via Napoli because amazing pizza. Kona Cafe was on my list because it's a tradition for me every time I go. Normally my first restaurant of my trip is always Kona Cafe because it's just really, really good. Boma, really nice. Skipper Canteen, 50s Prime Time, and the Yak and Yeti over at Animal Kingdom. Wow, if you guys aren't hungry in the chat, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you should guys get a snack or head over to Disney and get the bread service or the bread pudding, whatever. Anything to do with bread is good at Disney. But I hope you guys really enjoyed episode 42 of Disney Fiasco. Episode 42 is in the books. Wow, it's crazy. In 10 episodes time, it will be our 1-year anniversary of the show. We've been doing this every single weekend for 42 weeks, and it's crazy. Just a big shout out to my partner channels, Corey Fiasco and Mickey's Magic. Meg obviously could not be here, as I said earlier, as she is on a hiatus over in Africa. I hope she had a safe trip. And Corey is doing a lot of busy, fun stuff over at Disney as well. But I just want to give a massive thank you to Brandy and Dave for making their awesome debut on Disney Fiasco. We have to have you back. And lots and lots of plugs. So firstly, let's just very quickly talk about something that we did, because I'm sure you would want to talk about that.
Sure.
And then finish off with any other plugs that you would like to do, like upcoming videos, upcoming projects, or upcoming trips. Let us know about that.
So we recently started a podcast, which, Dan, your episode will be coming out next Friday. It's called the Disfluencers Podcast. Available on Anchor and then any other fun podcast outlets that you normally use. So Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google, Spotify, all of those. the whole goal of the podcast is to spotlight awesome people, much like yourself, in the Disney community, the Disney influencers, if you will. So everything from YouTube to Instagram to podcasting, and hopefully eventually some folks from Disney on it. So that's kind of what we wanted to do, kind of give back to the community and talk about, the awesome people that have all these awesome outlets across the Disney nerddom, if you will. So
Nice.
we started that at the beginning of the year. It's going well. We just released episode 6 with Dawn, Kathy, and Todd from Just Out and About, if they're still in the chat. But head over to wherever, search Disfluencers podcast and check that out.
It's a really great podcast. And very quickly, say hello to Helen McKenzie. She is at Epcot right now. Guys, if you are in Epcot right now, please head over to the UK Pavilion and go see my friend Helen. She's working out there, and go say hi to her. Now, the Disfluencers podcast, last week we filmed it, and I'm not kidding, guys. We were talking for about 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
And it was so much fun.
Get longer.
I know.
It was 3 hours. I'm sorry that there's a lot of editing, but I was sitting right here till around 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
But I was having so much fun with this podcast. It was so much fun just hanging out with you guys, really doing this amazing podcast with you guys. And if you guys have not checked out the Disfluencers podcast, I really highly recommend checking out Brandy and Dave's podcast. So like you said, Dawn had just done her interview with you guys. Who are some other amazing guys you've interviewed? And is there, I know you want to look out for more upcoming people. So, what are some of the people who are some of the people you've had so far?
Disney Princess Couture, so Rachel and Peter.
Good friend Rachel, yeah.
Yes. Good folks. Prince Charming Dev was on it.
Nice.
You, Just Out and About, Bob and Ashley.
Corey Meets World's
coming up. That we just recorded that this week. Dole Whip Dad and Crystal and Bryson from For Love of Mouse, that was a great conversation too. You gotta check that out.
Did we say everyone? I feel bad.
I think that was 6, right? Did I go through 6?
I think so.
That was 6 plus
6
myself
plus
and Corey.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
So some really amazing and all of these these channels that you guys interviewed, I know very well, and they're all really lovely people. And guys, if you haven't checked out this podcast, please, I couldn't recommend it anymore. And it was so much fun filming with you guys and the podcast. It was just it was everything about it was so fun. And we talked about Star Wars for like
40 minutes of Star Wars,
30 minutes.
Yeah.
I did get left out for a while, Dave.
We'll do a separate one just for Star Wars talk.
And I'll just, if I could, I'll just throw this out there. If anyone has a channel in the stream and you're interested in getting on it, just shoot us an email. We'll
or Instagram
message, Twitter message, whatevs. Just reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to set something up.
So funny in that.
And I'll put all links to all your social media, the Disfluencers podcast, and your channel in my description box down below after the stream. Is there anything else that you'd like to plug as well? Upcoming projects as well? Anything like that as well for your channel?
I don't know upcoming. We still have like vlogs from Dave's trip when he went with the Diz Dads in January. We are still putting stuff out from our trip in the summer. We have a trip coming up for I'm taking Gianna on a mother-daughter trip. That is coming up. It's gonna be expensive, Dave, just for you.
I know, I'm so excited.
So we're going in May. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything in particular, but there's lots about our trips coming up.
We do a lot, and a lot of it's kind of traditionally why can't I think of words right now? Man. Traditional episodic trip vlogs, right?
Right.
So we're going chronological order and whatever. We've been kind of piecemealing in some more informational stuff. I think we're going to be going down that road a little bit more coming up. But check us out. Always on YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram. That's kind of,
and it's all Brandy and Dave.
Yeah, it's Brandy and Dave wherever. Just search that. But Instagram, Brandy kind of runs that, and if you get on Twitter and it's snarky, it's my fault because it's me.
I've never even looked at our Twitter, so I don't even know what you have out there. It's
the hottest Twitter. We have like 285 followers. Just the world doesn't know what they're missing with me. So
I'm not even going to look at it. I'm just going to let that out into the unknown. Ignorance is bliss with Twitter for me, so I'm just going to.
It's funny because like Instagram matches your personality very well, because I try to joke on Instagram and people just don't like read. They just look at pictures, right? And Twitter's like straight up sarcastic.
You can get into good like sarcastic debates on Twitter. Yeah. I know about it. Very quickly, Disney Nerd Herder say, where can we find the Disfluencers podcast?
Disfluencers podcast. Anchor.fm Disfluencers podcast is what we run it through. But if you go to whatever your favorite podcasting platform is, so Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and search Disfluencers, DISFLU. I can't, wow. UENCERS. Yeah. Disfluencers podcast. You can also go to brandyanddave.com, which the website's junk. So please don't hold us to that. It's still under construction, but there is a button to click, and you can at least get the first couple episodes. That project is
I forgot about it.
Yeah, it's on the way. It's because you couldn't use WordPress.
Is that why?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
You said I'm done, so Dave said I'll do it. And Dave can't use WordPress either, so it's pretty junk. But yeah, if you search that. Funny thing, actually looked up Disfluencers is the opposite of an influencer, which is interesting. I was playing off of Disney, but Disfluencer is an actual thing, and I didn't think it through well enough. But I had already gotten all of the Twitters and whatever for it, so we ran with it anyways.
Oh wow!
Yep, that was the same as me, because I was going to name my channel Disney Dan, and then I realized that everyone else was going to do that, and then another guy came along and said Disney Dan, and he's got 100 billion something subscribers, so he's still everything. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine. That my subscribers are my family, so and I bet he doesn't say that. So. But guys, thank you, Brandy and Dave. Thank you so much. I know we could probably talk for another 2-3 hours anyway. But it was so awesome having you back. And also, next week is our second episode of Star Wars Sunday, and we're talking about Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Yay, woohoo! But we'll be doing that on Walt's channel on Mouse Talk, so please go check out another one of my power channels, Mouse Talk, where we'll be doing Episode 2 of Star Wars Sunday, and we will be bringing on Dave from Brandy and Dave as you are Star Wars fans.
This guy.
I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of an insider about next week on Sunday. There will be a lot of rants and a lot of shouting and a lot of arguments about Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Because that movie is... I'm going to not even fill in the blank. It's just, yes. This was so much fun, guys. And please go check out Brandy and Dave's channel, as well as the Disfluencers podcast, their Twitter and their Instagram, all at Brandy and Dave as well. Plugs for myself. Obviously, my partner channels, as I mentioned earlier, my power channels. A big shout out to everybody in the stream. This is what I like to do at the end of my stream, is say thank you to everybody who joined us. So, Disney Life of Ours, Just Down About, the Shep family, Kate Atwood, Adams, and Misty Morning. Thank you so much for subscribing. Disney Nerd Herders, Adamsland, Steve Michaels, Helen, Amy Scott, Stormy Stitch, thank you for subscribing as well. Jamie B, thank you for subscribing too. Thank you so much. Jack, let's keep scrolling. Laura B, Ruby, let's keep going. Ossification, so many amazing Donna Jaworski, Jill, Chris. Wow, there's just so many people who joined us today. Thank you so much. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but thank you so much. This week has been absolutely crazy. I had my Disney Food Friday this week where we looked at Mama Melrose and their steak and mac and cheese, which was awesome. I know I promise we're stopping about food in a minute. Speaking of food, I booked all my Disney dining, and that was a live stream I did yesterday. That was a lot of fun as well. And also, I made my announcement. I did my video earlier in the week that I'm finally going back to Walt Disney World. I booked my flights today. That was so fun. I will be there from the 19th to the 3rd of August to September. I cannot wait to see you guys out there if you are watching and you live in the Orlando area, and I can't wait to bring everybody else along. And there's a couple of people in the chat. Sonar bread service is gonna be fun. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and we are going to be doing episode 43 of Disney Fiasco next week. And we're on our way to our 1-year anniversary. Guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys are not my subscribers. You are my friends. I'm sorry that this ran way over the normal, but we had a lot of fun today. Guys, live your life with a smile, guys, each and every day. And I'll see you guys real soon. Goodbye, guys.